Hello, this is Coach Steve with Multisport Mojo and TryGearGuru.com and RunGearGuru.com. Today we're talking about running shoe combinations, where you have one shoe for training and another shoe for race day. Now this may be unfamiliar to you. I think for the longest time we picked a comfortable pair of shoes out for a training. We put 400 miles on them, which is what you could comfortably get out of a good pair of distance running shoes, and then get the same pair but newer for race day, and then use them for race day. And in fact, for a long time you had to get your race day shoes a couple of weeks ahead of race day so you could break them in. It was big news when you really didn't need to break in race day shoes anymore. In fact, there were plenty of marathons where I bought my race day shoes, which were the same shoes I used during training. I would buy the same version for race day. I would buy them the day before the race. And they were, running shoes were built to where you could jump in them and run a marathon for your first run and not have to worry about blisters or breaking them in. Now the next iteration has come along, and we have shoes that we can wear for training, and then shoes that have a companion shoe built similar with the same function and features, but are built for race day. What's the difference between a training shoe and a race day shoe? Well, let's look at the Nike Pegasus 36 Turbo 2, which is a training shoe, and the race day companion to that, which would be the Nike Zoom Fly, or a shoe in the Nike Zoom Fly series. This is the Nike Zoom Fly SP. The training shoe, in a training shoe, you want a comfortable midsole that has a max, well, I think most runners now are looking for a max cushion shoe, a comfortable lightweight upper, a comfortable lacing system so you can put a lot of miles on it, and a shoe that you can get a lot of miles on. The Nike Pegasus 36 Turbo 2, which is the second iteration of Nike's Pegasus 35 Turbo, which is the amped up version of the really popular Nike Pegasus series, can go now 500 miles. The sole on their shoe adds another 25% to the life of a shoe. You used to be able to get 400 miles out of a shoe. This, at least with this Pegasus 35 Turbo and then the Pegasus 36 Turbo 2, you can get 500 miles out of their shoe. Now, this is a comfortable, stable, great training shoe that you can put a lot of miles on. The companion shoe that has been built and designed to have the same feel and features but be lighter and stiffer is the race companion in the Nike Zoom Fly SP. So this is the new world we live in, where you have a training shoe and then you have a race day version of that. Let's look at these maybe in a little more detail, and we'll walk through. So the Nike Pegasus 36 Turbo 2, for example, has a ZoomX, or has ZoomX material in the midsole. This is an aerospace material that gives you a max cushion, the most cushion that you can get in a running shoe. This is what everybody wants right now, is max cushion. But it also is lighter than any other max cushion shoe out there. It also has an 85% energy return, meaning that when you cush, it returns 85% of the energy. This midsole is infused with hydrogen bubbles, so you not only get the cush that you would get from other running shoes, but you get the energy return that propels you forward. That's huge. When you wear these for the first time, you feel a little bit like you're on a trampoline. That energy return and the double heel toe drop, meaning double the distance, about a 22 to about an 11, which puts you in a position where you have a biomechanically correct leaning forward position during your run, saves you 4% energy over the course of your run. Now that turns out, if you were to run a marathon in these, and I see plenty of people wearing these for marathons as well, even though it's just designed to be your daily trainer, it's comfortable enough to be your marathon shoe. It saves you 4% over the course of that run. So this turns a 26.2 mile run into a 25 mile marathon. And I'll take a 25 mile marathon over a 26.2 mile marathon any day. So you have this ZoomX midsole. It's got the kick out at the backside that helps smooth the transition in your stride. It has a more of an elongated ankle collar to help with the heel rub and to support your Achilles. It's got a lacing system that gathers your foot together rather than tightens the material up. It's got a tongue that's ergonomically cut and designed to rest on top of your foot and stay out of the way of the brake as your foot moves forward. And then lastly, the kicker for everybody in wanting to get a pair of these is that they now have a toe box that accommodates your toes stretching and diving into the front of the shoe. I tell people this is the running shoe they should go get, and they look at me like I'm crazy. I'm not getting a Nike distance running shoe. I've lost too many toenails and had too many blisters wearing Nikes. And I say, this is not the same distance running shoe that you're used to from Nike. When Nike did the Breaking 2 project a couple of years ago, they took 3 elite marathoners, designed distance running shoes from the ground up to give them every advantage possible. And out of that came these shoes for you and I, which incorporated more of it's well, all of a sudden I lost the word, an ergonomically correct shoe that fits your foot. If you look at it from the bottom, this mimics your foot, and if you look at the toe box, it's a lot bigger. For the first time, you have a Nike shoe that you're not going to get blisters or lose toenails in. This is the training shoe. This is the best training shoe on the market. I would buy it about a size larger than your everyday walking around shoe. If you wear a 10.5 in Vans, I would buy this in a size 11.5. It's just the cut of the shoe. Every shoe is going to be cut a little different. If you wear I wear an A6 Gel Cano, I can wear an 11. And an A6 or in a Hoka Vanquish 2 or 3, I can wear an 11. In the Nike Pegasus 36 Turbo 2, I wear an 11.5, and that's what's comfortable. Perfect shoe. This is the training shoe. The race day version, you want a lighter, stiffer version of this. And so they made this shoe. You can certainly wear this on race day. And if you're comfortable wearing it on race day, great. It will certainly perform well. If you want to take advantage of the technology and what the shoes were designed to do, this is the race day version of that shoe. This is the Nike Zoom Fly Series shoe. They have 3 shoes in that series. A Zoom Fly, which has more of a standard upper, a Zoom Fly SP, which is this is the SP minimal effect, a minimal upper. In fact, you can see your finger right through it. It's so thin, you still get a ton of support though. And then the Nike Zoom Fly Flyknit, which incorporates more of a Nike free knit upper, less structure, but fits more like a glove. For elite runners like Kipchoge like Kipchoge, right? Des Linden, they're going to wear the Nike, Des Linden, I don't think she wears Nikes. But Kipchoge will. He'll wear the Nike Vaporfly 4%, and that's the elite version. The only difference between the two is the midsole material. The material in the Nike Pegasus 36 Turbo 2, as well as the Nike Pegasus 35 Turbo, is that it uses the ZoomX midsole material. In the Zoom Fly series, they use the Nike Zoom midsole material, which incorporates the Nike React foam. It's still infused. It also incorporates, though, a carbon fiber plate, which gives you that stiffer feel to it. It also gives you the propulsion. It literally kicks you forward. You still get the heel-toe drop, which is about 2 to 1. You still get the kick out. While it's not as exaggerated as your training shoe, right? You still get that feel, but it pitches you forward biomechanically and gets you in a body position to where you're in that forward lean. It's also got the lighter upper, which you're looking for. On race day, you want your shoe to be as light as possible. So as light as possible, as stiff as possible, and still putting you in a proper biomechanic running position, leaning forward and propelling you forward, right? So here's your everyday training shoe. Here's your race day shoe. I'd also use this on tempo runs. These run about $180. You can, on Nike.com and Amazon.com, you can find the links if you go to trygearguru.com or rungearguru.com, you can find the links to these. Just search those out. As well, you can find the links to this. You can get these for around $100 now. They were originally retailed for about 160. You can get these for anywhere from 100 to 160 bucks now. Any of those three versions. And this is going to be your race day. I'd also use them on tempo runs to get used to it because it does have a little bit of a stiffer feel. I bet you like. Okay, that is running shoe combinations for training and for race day. This is Coach Steve with Multisport Mojo. Follow us here on our YouTube channel for videos like this where we do gear reviews and tips and tricks. You'll also find a ton of content out on our sites at trygearguru.com for triathlon, rungearguru.com for running, ridegearguru.com for cycling, and swimgearguru.com for everything swimming. Running shoe combinations. This is the new thing, right? If you adopt this, I promise you, you won't be sorry. In fact, you'll be more effective, faster, lighter, fresher, fitter in training and on race day. All right, we'll see you next time.